with more moon day energy. I am the goddess of the moon, the high priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic medium, psychic witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger god, the first child of God, reincarnated. I am the Grand Lilith. In order to keep up with me, you better see when I post on my community page, my latest live video, and anything in my shorts. What are we doing? I don't know. Anything better than what I was doing, which was what? Furniture shopping. I was getting irritated with that. Really? Yeah. I did enough. I just like taking a breath, like, I don't know how bitches sit around shopping all day. That is just not for me. Do we need expansion or we need I'm gonna go with Neptune. Let's go with Neptune, shall we? What are we gonna do? I don't know. We're gonna pull a card and look for some inspiration. I was thinking finally, damn, this one smells yummy. When I came to this blockage, I was like, all right, perhaps the reason I can't come up with bedroom furniture is because God already has bedroom furniture for me. That's why I keep getting stuck when I get to the bedrooms. Really? Yeah, I think so. Every time I try to furnish the bedrooms, I get entirely irritated. And something just doesn't work out for me. Really? Yeah, there's a blockage. I can't see the bedrooms. Now, on the other hand, I called today to see if they received my paperwork on Friday. And there wasn't no answer about that, but that they did have an inspection potentially scheduled for Thirsty Thursday, the day of Jupiter. And that would be my opportunity to go in and actually manifest, seeing the floor plan. That would be good, don't you think? They also said that because the first lands on probably the weekend, I suppose, that I wouldn't be able to get my keys and do lease signing and all that till the 2nd. And we all know the full moon is the 3rd. So, happy full moon to me. Really? Yes. I don't know. I'm just like irritated right now. My flesh got bothered every time I sit down doing that fucking shopping bullshit. That's what they sent. She sent me over, you know what I mean, my allowance for each person, or not each person, but I have a budget for both companies that are supporting me at this particular moment. So I went to work, and that's what I really needed to do, was like get this shit going. Hey, check this out. Is there 2 cards? I feel like there is. I wonder how many times we've done that. Okay, it obviously goes this way. As above, so below. Well, we started the morning with me wreaking havoc on some witches. That was fun. Really? No, I don't get to actually see the effects. Really? No. I just put my intentions out there and I have full fucking knowing that it's done. So shall it be. As above, so below. What does that mean? Well, someone like me that spends all day in La La Land, we take the 5th dimension and we create it here on the 3rd dimension. But I'm way past the 5th. Really? I'm up in the 11th, 12th, 13th. Hut. Let's move on. We're still working on heart healing, huh, people? All right. Heaven and earth. You were reminded that the rewards of heaven are accessible to you now here on earth. See what I mean? I told you God has a plan. On 99. See? I'm wasting my time. That's what I came to the conclusion. If I can't see it, then it's not meant to be. Really? If I don't, my imagination just doesn't wander. I don't just put pictures and shit into my head. I can't. If that was the case, I could come up with a memory or paint one better than what fucking pops in my head. Jesus Christ Almighty. Realistically, yeah. So that's what I came to, that conclusion right before I jumped online. I was like, I've done this at least how many times am I going to keep trying, and it just keeps failing. Something about it, I can't even tell you. It starts with the bed frame. Are you serious? Yes. It's that pathetic. I can't get past the bed frames. I'm trying to do it for 3 different bedrooms. And for some reason, they have to be different. And then I came up with the idea that I wanted to have drawers underneath. But then I realized I'm the one putting this together. And I start watching these videos and I'm like, oh. And then the mattress options are just even twice as irritating. I can't get past it. We're going to be sleeping on the fucking floor. Really, at that point, I came up to ask Amelia for her professional opinion, and she's going to tell me the same thing. I don't care. I don't either. It's really irritating my flesh. I'm going to, as I was coming through security, I was like, all right, let's just move on to a TV. How about just a TV? We can handle that, right? Seriously, I'm serious. I'm struggling with this bullshit. So I assume God's got it under control, and that's why He won't let me touch this department. Really? Well, my bedroom was lavish. It really was. I had oh man, it was just a big old situationship. My dad gave it to me. It was nice. It was really nice. It had mirrors and drawers and everything and all kinds of shit and matching fucking dressers. And I had a nice bedroom set. My daughter had a nice bedroom set, my son. And I think that's why I'm just so irritated. I don't want to replace what I had, but I don't know what I want to start with. God take the burden. You don't have to wait for an imaginary, or you don't have to wait for an imaginary place or a state of plenty and peace. A heaven is out there. Oh yeah, I saw something. Oh yeah, I don't even know. This fucking tarot reader popped up and it said Akashic Records, and I'm like, really though? Okay, and I click on this stupid shit, and it's this punk ass bitch that's talking about, I got this book and I really have enjoyed it. And I really just been thinking about doing a reading for you guys with this. She had this really lame accent, which I'm not sure. I usually like an accent, but this one was lame. And all of a sudden, I'm getting this feel off of her. I'm getting this scent of Wolfman. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I don't know, but my spirit's like, it's his stalker. Hey, I found your stalker online, bro. That's what my spirit said. My spirit said so. I don't argue my spirit. It doesn't make up things. It tells the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And as much as you stalk me, I want you to look to the left because you've got a stalker. Anyways, I was like, these fucking people, they always come out with some oracles and try to say they know some shit. As the keeper of the Akashic Records, there's no such thing that you and your little cards can access, little girl. I think the whole point was just to expose the stalker, and that's trippy. Really? I guess I'm supposed to protect you, my friend. Or something. I don't know. Did you know that she was stalking us? My spirit is just be telling on people. He be telling. Really, I don't give a shit. Anyways, going back to it. Heaven. Somebody said some shit about heaven. They're always talking about where heaven is. Where the fuck is that, bro? It's right here on earth. God created it so. He created hell on earth too. We walk in the multi dimensions. Most of you guys aren't even walking. Really? Nope. Cut off at the. Anyways, you don't have to wait for an imaginary place or state of plenty and peace. A heaven that is out of reach is inaccessible. Heaven can be here today. I'm hearing that damn song. What is it? Blue heaven is a place on earth. Some shit like that. Heaven, yeah, okay, thanks. Thanks for the song. All the glories and the beauty of God available in each waking moment. Hey, today was a glorious day. It was like 70 degrees. It was just glorious. Really? It really was. I was just sitting around. Me and the dog just came from outside. We were just sitting out, just getting irritated online. I hate that thing. God, it's so irritating. Should have just stared at the fucking clouds for a while. Look at the symmetry of the majestic blossoming trees reflecting in the water. It shows all the same below, I'm seeing Bob Ross. He really shows how to make those things. We're going to make a mirror. I like that. I like how he does that. Both above and below. We realize that when we stop to pause and consider all that we came from and all that we are and that all we will become. The cycle of life and sacred will shows us there is no beginning and no end. Likewise, there's no place outside of ourselves. It is the all connected, all joined, all one. The soft, luscious colors of the trees and the bountiful riches speak of our heart, of the jewels of heaven. Really? Let me see this. Sure. Actually, yeah. There's these sunsets. I call them when the sun hits them right above the mountains, when the sun hits the clouds at just the right time. It makes these beautiful, I call them heavenly clouds. You can see the glow around them and all the pinks and oranges and stuff that Da Vinci tried to paint. Really? Yep, beautiful stuff. Overladen with petals and flowering branches, reaching out and extending down to the earth, offer enough for everyone. It's just like, I'm getting so many downloads. Okay, hold on here. At least it's not the last one I got. It's just waiting to be noticed, appreciated, and absorbed. Heaven is here, it says. What is it? It's the mirror. It's the mirror dimension again. Really? How do I explain that? I mean, ultimately, I guess as above, so below, right? So what it means is the reflection of what's happening here is happening up there. But what's happening up there is happening here. And it's not necessarily just heaven, but it's time. I shared that with the the Mexican drug cartel. They busted the first one at this very same day so many years ago.
There's another one that busted, and now there's a whole bunch of chaos in the
I know. All hell has broken out in Jalisco. Vive mis tres animales. I'd been talking about all of these stories to begin with. It was a crazy story because my dad, being from Colorado, and you can just kind of imagine him and his little biker gang was affiliated to a certain part of the cartels of Mexico. But me and my boyfriend on the other side were affiliated to different parts of the cartels of Mexico. So it's really kind of funny and poetic that time just repeats itself. And that's the as above, so below. And that's how I try to show you in my readings. In Egyptian time, this is what happened back then. And I give you that information so you can know that this is what's happening right now. And that's the as above, so below. It's layers of time leaked out into here. But as we change time here, it changes the reflection up there. Really? Yeah. Something to be said, I suppose. And then someone like myself that takes the imagery, you know what I mean? We take the symmetry of what's up there, the vision of what God's world is up there for, I see the new earth. I see the community I make, but I see the land. I can see the new earth and I can see that. And so our job is to bring that vision here when the time is right. We've already got the blueprint of what to do. When the time is right, he'll give us the tools to do it. And that's what it is. That's Metatron. That goes back to even basic architecture. Really? He started showing me the floor plan of how to build mini houses. I would say 15 years ago, dude. I started having ideas of this. Really? I started having these. Well, it was before that. I had already did the, you know what I mean? I'd already summed this up in my whole head that the poverty is created by housing. Really? The housing market. If you watch history, that's what's controlled it, and that's what causes devastation. Whenever the housing market crashes, that's what causes devastation. Realistically, yeah. And for a place where everything is like, you know what I mean, 500,000 and up, you can see how this can be something to be considered in a place that, Colorado bloomed faster than any other place. It blew up. So I saw that. I saw what it created. I saw the crisis that it created, in real time. But then I saw history, how the housing market has always been a crisis. I grew up in it. When I was a little girl, there used to be these fucking commercials all the fucking time about foreclosures. You know what I mean? They were foreclosing on people's houses. And those are all those abandoned houses. They're not so much anymore, but you can see them still in like small towns or like, especially the East, really abandoned places and shit. They lost their houses. So that's what I saw is what created poverty was housing. So I came up in my mind with an idea of how to fix this. Ultimately, really? Yeah. So I saw that many, forever ago. And then it started to create itself and become bigger into actual communities, self sustained communities with no walls. That's what you must understand. There's no walls. We don't need to build a place to protect ourselves from other people. People are not our enemy. You must understand that more than anything. It's hard to understand when that's the only thing out here, you know what I mean, causing havoc. But there's something greater inside of them that can stop them and control them beyond your understanding. Really? Yeah. All right, moving on to let's see. The principle as above, so below is also important for you right now. Be aware of the need to honor both your divine and earthly states, but do not neglect your physical self at the expense of spiritual or vice versa. And I did all that today. I fucking zoned out for a couple of hours, then I took a nap, then I got up and I did paperwork and reached out and I fucking sent emails, and then I fucking got in and I did some self-care and shit. I was about to do my nails. I was fucking waxing my eyebrows and shit. I've been doing all that. I'm handling this shit. I still have laundry and I might have to do some cooking or some, some shopping, but I am so fucking balancing my life right now. I'm doing good. Really? Yes. I saw that in the earlier card. They're like, don't be fucking sitting there tranced out. Although I do, I'm aware that I can't do this all fucking day. Really? Yeah. You can see me. I'll trance the fuck out, bro. I'll be there, sort of, in physicality. Anyways, the body needs good food, good rest, time to relax are just as important as a desire to expand intuition, learn more, meditate, and so on. And that's it. I did a good balance of that. Really? Picture me rolling. It may also it may also be that you need to balance planting your own roots firmly and deeply, nourishing what is below and with allowing what is above to flower and thrive and be sustained. And that's it too. They're trying to put me in the ground. They're trying to root me. They're trying to root me. All right. I heard the universe is rooting for you. Good dad joke. All right. Spiritual growth requires both opening up to higher states and grounding yourself. Otherwise, anything gained is temporary. And that's the job of the high priestess. If I don't come down to earth like a queen of cups or like an empress and use it for the people, then all I'm doing is just in la la land. Really? I'm not manifesting shit. I don't tell you shit about what I see up there. I'm just not doing shit with it. I'm just watching it all day. What? The universe. Breathe. Really? Oh, man. I tried to explain what it was like, but nobody could really, I don't know. Imagine you're scrolling, I guess. I don't have the ability to time travel into specific places in time. What it is the specific place in time that aligns where we are, I'm brought to. And so it could be any random error of time. And I'm watching this scene of time play out, and I'm totally captivated by whatever the fuck I'm watching. But eventually, that makes sense to what's going on down here. And I'll tell you how I got these downloads and how I saw this vision and how I saw these things. And sometimes I don't. Really? And that's how it is. It's a layer of time on top of our time, the wheels of time. Really? The wheels on this stupid bus go round and round. All right, pulling this card implies that attention to this is required now. You are also encouraged to take that which is learned and acquired and bring it into every day, whether you be a healer, teacher, shop worker, or engineer. To walk your light, plant it, and the bridge between heaven and earth, for you are truly an embodiment of both. Earth is your home, and heaven is here with us. Look and seek, and you will find it and be it. So I tried to explain that to you, I think it was Friday or Thursday when all the Ascending Masters came in, right? It wasn't that they came in to my conscious awareness. It was that, the lights turned on, I guess you could say. It's not like they came into the 3D, but more like I accessed them where they were. And that's what I was trying to explain to you, who and what and all of this. Really? I'm always trying to see. Now, you go back to my last video, I still have no idea what the fucking fried chicken meant. I think that was something like a joke the Holy Spirit threw at me at the end. I still do not know where the fuck that came from. Really? I don't know. That was it. Was it in my imagination? No, I have no idea. Because my first impulse was to think of my mother. So perhaps it had something to do with my mother. Now, the second thing is, the days of Hecate are always the last days of the month, right? And that would be chicken or fish. But since I'm not eating, perhaps that was it. I'm trying to, like, how do we take this, you know what I mean? And that's what it is, going back to it, hieroglyphics, sigils, signs, images, and turn this into an understanding. Really? Yeah. Now, going back to punk ass tarot readers, that's not what you're doing. You're using your fucking memory to play a game on people. Really? Speaking of which, let's go back into more teachings, because that's what I'm supposed to do. I knew it as soon as they said it. Bringing more down. I was guided to get this book because I was trying to. I didn't even. It's so funny because I get in there, and every time I get in there, I'm working with something new and high level. So I'm like, well, I'm working with Melchizedek, but I've been working with Metatron, and I'm trying to teach people the ascension path. But, I work in all realms. And so they give me this book, and this book covers all of it. Really? All right. So we got through the first 2 pages, and it led us down a journey. And we're going to repeat that journey and see if we can go a little bit further down this pipe hole of understanding. Okay. In order to do that, I need cards and books. Cards and books. Okay, these the cards? Nope, those are Lumerians. Those aren't them. Are these them? Yes. And these are the other ones. Okay. Melchizedek is the card up there that's in purple. Oh, God, I'm going to end up bringing out all the cards again. Okay. Melchizedek teaches you the bridge of ascension. But as I said, I'd already walked this ascension, but without the understanding of Metatron and your Christed light, you can't get in this. You can't. It takes at least those 3, but it wasn't those 3. It was also Krishna, Vishnu, and Buddha are the 6 that I've been walking with for at least 2 years. You can look at all my videos. I started on YouTube almost 2 years ago, but even back then, they've been at my altar. I've not been able to put those cards down. I never put down my Morgan. That was the first card I ever had at my altar. It was my last life. Really? Yeah. Who's that? Goddess of War. Don't fuck with me. Moving on. So when we pulled this out, I told him all of that. In the first page, we jumped right away into the first ray of light. The first ray is willpower. And I pulled that out in our cards. I'm going to reiterate where we are because we're going to paint a bigger picture for you guys. Oh my God. So I pulled that out of my Lightworkers Oracle. Okay. Keep up with me. Only because I was already prepared was I ready for this book. Then it started to talk about the second, which was, no, perhaps it was in the first. It took us to Elmora. That led me to a completely different book. And in that, I was teaching about the stones as well. We've been in that book. We've already pulled out 3 of the Ascending Masters, which was that one. Hey, how are you? Did you have a good day? Okay, I'm going to do a reading, and then I'll tend to whatever you might need. Not likely. Anyways, so that took us into the stones. So then we went into the second page, which was the second key to leadership was love. Now, what I didn't do was see if it followed in my light codes because we were going to go into a totally different one. So now I have to find mixed in all these cards because obviously they're not in order. That's lovely. 10, 11, 7, 6. They're sort of, I suppose. And here it's the second ray of wisdom. So the rays are in here, but I don't think they're just in here. Unfortunately, I think they're also in my light frequencies. Really? Kuthimi is definitely in there. Bath Coal is in there. These are Ascending Masters. Really? What does this mean? It's just a deeper understanding of God's army that is bestowing the energy upon mankind that I myself have already tapped into, but is now being poured more heavily. Okay, so after that is this one. These are frequencies. Are you keeping up? Probably not. Can't access any of this high dimensional shit without opening up your heart. That's the bottom line. All right, so we're going to go into our second book. Our book said the second one was the key to love. I want to keep going on to this. because he brought out Virgin Mary and we stopped there. And then we went down to Elmora, Yagananda Garu, the guru. We talked about all of them. Elmora. I relate myself as personally have a little more yogi as Aztec and a Buddha type energy in the average note. This does not, blah, blah, blah. All right. I think we jumped down to here, which is what? Spiritual versus egotistical leadership. I think we should just stop there, don't you think? I'm on, this is going to get dark. I can see all the names and everything popping out. This makes sense because I told you I felt it last night and then I did it today. And I was like, I am the leader of the dark, but I stand against the darkness of mankind with the light, which makes you against all forces, to be perfectly honest. All right, spiritual versus egotistical leadership. The next concept about leadership is that it is that it has higher and lower aspects. Spiritual leadership and egotistical leadership. Spiritual leadership we have already begun to introduce. Egotistical leadership is shown in those earthly people who have moved into positions of power without actualizing their personality, soul, or monads. And that's, I'm saying gonads at this moment. And those are the people I talk about, these fake spiritualists. That girl comes out here and she pulls some cards and she's going to tell you about your past life based on some cards. Can you tell me about your sub-personalities and your soul's past lives? Or you're just going to project based on you read a book? They have become leaders in a physical sense, but are not true spiritual sense. Hitler was a leader of the Nazi Germany, but used his position to make himself and Germany superior and the Jews inferior. In truth, he was a leader serving the Dark Brotherhood. Kowal told me that Hitler was actually a walk-in of the Dark Brotherhood hierarchy. What is that? Something beyond your understanding. It's beyond time. Really? It broke down in the beginning of time. It's like some Anakin shit. They went one way, we went the other. Really? Mm-hmm. When run by the negative ego, leadership is used for self-centered, selfish, misguided purposes. Instead of using this position of power to help and serve others, the position is used to help and serve one's own selfish goals and aims. Our history books are filled with such leaders. The examples are the results of individuals, usually men, who were given leadership and power and were neither right with themselves nor with God. It is the misuse of power. And that's the fallen twin flames that I'm currently exposing all the time. God gave you a little bit of power and look at what you've done with it. Napoleon wanted to take over the world. The leader of the Crusaders wanted to wipe out the infidels. I don't even know this name, wanted to create a holy war. Saddam Hussein wanted to take over Kuwait. It is selfish power, greed, and lack of true spirituality. The puzzling thing is that a lot of people actually believe in God or Allah, which makes what they have done that much more misguided. It is hard to believe that even Hitler dabbled in the occult. And that's why the Russians, Mr. Plum told me about this. The Germans and it was either the Russians or the Germans, they're terrified of witchcraft. He said that gypsies and shit, they'll cross the road if they see one coming. And I just told this to someone else today. I saw it on Facebook that Putin was cracking down on the craft. He was seeking people of, I don't remember. I'll find it again on my Facebook. But he was going after witchcraft. Why? Go figure. Go figure. Another key quality to true leadership is selflessness. A true spiritual leader is a servant of all, totally without ego and focus. Sai Baba comes from here too. He is a being with such vast powers and is in mind-boggling. It is mind-boggling. There has never been a being of this spiritual magnitude. Stop right there. I want to see if I have this card. Come on. Okay. I was like, did I not bring all of them? I have them all in the beginning. What did they say his name was? Sai Baba. But just because I don't have it here doesn't mean I don't have it. It just means I don't have it here. That's what's interesting. All right, it's not an archangel. Serapis Bay, Mora, Holion, Amy, Buddha, Babai. Yep. Number 35, a diamond. See, that's why I'm doing this. How could you? I don't know. God's prepare me for this bullshit. It's got to be right. Okay, these are the goddesses. Let's leave those alone. Kuthumi. There it is. So shall it be. Or what is it? So it shall be. As above, so below is what we just read. Don't you think? Let's read some more. And then I'll read the meaning of this card. Said there was nobody more magical. Some shit like that. Okay, hold on. Sai Baba comes here comes to mind. He's a being with such vast powers it is mind-boggling. There has never been a being with such spiritual magnitude physically incarnated. Yet there is no one on this planet that is more selfless. He is the embodiment of unconditional love and selfless service to humanity. And that's what we pulled before was our something to serve and something. There is no ego emanating from this glorious being. The Bible says, "For what is a man profit if he is to gain the whole wide world and lose his soul?" Often one of the greatest tests of spiritual path as disciples and initiates move into leadership is a test of power. Will the power go to their head and will it become abused? If it will, they have not done their spiritual homework and learning how to control their negative egos with themselves. Really? Yeah. Egotistical leadership promotes within the person the need for superiority and I can't even say it. Inflation. And that's what I said about fucking Wolfman. And everybody can sense it off you. Your fucking, self-imposed superiority and your fucking, you know what I mean? Ego. You're just, ugh. Ugh. True spiritual leaders could care less about this. They are more interested in group consciousness. They recognize the leadership they have been given. However, don't flaunt it, but are also incredibly humble, grateful, and honored to have the opportunity to serve, which is really the basis of leadership. Okay, let's stop there because the next one says psychological clarity, which you probably don't have. Dig into your mommy wounds, fuckheads. Really? Yeah. All right, number 35. I went to 48. Well, we're not too far away. There we go. On page 160 and 161. We bring you the blessing of so it shall be. There are times when you go through your life journey without any sign of what is going to happen. You may be working hard to heal an issue or building your dream or not really knowing if you're ever going to be successful. You may hope for the best, but not knowing whether you should really expect the worst. You may sense the universe is asking you to trust in how things are going to turn out, and yet giving up your uncertainty is difficult. This usually means total and uncompromising commitment is difficult too. Where there is uncertainty, there often is hesitation and procrastination. Spirit doesn't want you to miss out on your dreams because of your lack of faith, and therefore are holding yourself back from going forward for it with all you have within. So you are being given the blessing of the divine decree of absolute confirmation of success and divine granting of a wish fulfilled. Switch your thinking from possibility to inevitability. It's not a question of if, but when. Know that you are going to succeed and commit yourself completely. Don't hold back, go for it with gusto. According to the divine will, you shall manifest the highest expression of your divine destiny this lifetime. So it shall be. For someone like you that's hoping to be something better than what you are, and you don't even know what that looks like, this is so absolutely exciting for you. But for someone like me that has, you know what I mean, a lot of work ahead of me, it will be done because it's God's plan. and I get to be part of a great plan, but it's a heavy burden. With great power comes extremely great responsibility to the bullshit. Life is a wild game of chance and uncertainty, yet somehow it always proceeds according to the higher plan. Some people find the idea of free will and destiny to be mutually exclusive, yet they are both aspects of the divine expression of life. Destiny is the plan, and free will creates the type of journey you have as you evolve into all you can be. Do you know what's. I don't. It's hard to say. It's hard to get into this conversation because they say you have free will to make your own choices, but yet it's already destined. You made a choice. I feel like you made all your choices before you got here. Really? Some way or another. Because you're never outside of the plan. This was exactly what was supposed to happen. You think that you might be, but there's no way. There was no other way. There's not like you missed a doorway or you went the wrong way or you're off the path or something. It's not true. People will argue and say that we have an ability to change what's meant to be, but I don't believe so. We're being forced into what will be no matter what. Really? If you see the table like I see the table, and I call it the table, it's a video game to them. All of the things that happen in our life are strategically organized to do so, where the rat can only go one way. There's no way that any one of God's sheeps stray away from his seeing. He knew what you were going to do before you did it. So, where the fuck is this choice to be made? You already made the choice before you got here. Now what you do have is a choice to how to feel about what happened. But no matter how you go back and you replay this bullshit, it was always going to happen that way. I can look back at something particular like my jobs, right? I was going to make a career out of this particular place, and then it got shut down in COVID. I was going to make a job in this particular, a career in this particular place, and it got shut down in COVID. All doors that I ever thought I was going to walk through to a future led to no future. So walking away or having those doors closed on me were only because there was no future to be had in these places, even though I saw one. I didn't see the true future that this place was going to close down. Here's a good example, too. I love to use Aunt Pat. There's a good one. Aunt Pat was married God knows how many times, right? But every single one of her husbands died before her. She was destined, no matter what she did, was to die alone. Like, that's fucked up. It's fucked up, bro. She did everything to make sure she didn't die alone in a fucking old person's home. Ask me where she is in an old person's home. She will die alone in her bedroom or wherever. I don't know. But her family won't be there or none of that. She did everything in her life to avoid exactly that. And she made preparations for what her life would actually end as. Really? It all leads up to you're not, there's no way. Now, you can jump on different timelines like I do, right? Which means you're going in a direction, but if you make a change in your life right now, you can go in another direction. But no matter what, that direction only leads one way. And that's where you can see after a minute, it doesn't take too long for you to see which way you're going. And you can continue to go down this path if you've gotten comfortable with the scenery, or like me, the horse, the wild bucking horse that I am, bucking horse. I'm jumping out of this. I'm jumping in another lane. They say stay in your lane, but there's endless opportunities to life. I can choose to live this way if I see that this is what I want to do. But at the moment I see that this leads to nothing, then I'm going a different way. Really? It must lead to something. Otherwise, why are we doing it? And that's where I argue with you guys. You're fucking going nowhere. Your life is going nowhere, nowhere, nowhere. Where are you going? You're going to run away and take a vacation on tax season, but you're still coming back here to nowhere. Every time you make not an impulsive decision, but every time you open a door, you close a door, another one opens and you can walk into another reality. Really? I've done it a billion times in the 3D. It's like this relationship, this life, this isn't working for me. So I'm going to pack up my shit and start a new life somewhere else. And now I've walked into a new reality. Really? Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that doesn't work if you take your old baggage with you. Learn that. Really? Dude, what are you cooking? You're making me hungry. Gosh, it smells like pizza. That's all that kid ever eats. Are you making pizza again? Fucking killing me. All right, life is a wild game of chance and uncertainty. Yet somehow, I don't know. Destiny is the plan, and free will creates the type of journey you have as you evolve into all you can be. Now, for me in particular, I don't have a choice. I do what my heart says. That's where you guys have the choice, I suppose. You have a choice not to listen to your heart and just keep on keeping on. I follow my heart's calling, and I can't not. I can't not. So that's what I mean is I don't have free will. I don't have the choice to argue with God when he says, don't go, don't do this, don't do that. It's my spirit is stronger than my flesh. I don't have the choice. I gave up those choices along the way to do what I pleased. Really? And now, because of that, it's just pleasing not to do it anyways. Realistically, I'm not given the same options as you. And there's no choice to be had. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't have choices. I just do what God says. You guys see it as full freedom, which in essence it is, but it's not. It's guided. 100,000 million%. I don't move unless God says. I don't do shit. Really? What does that look like? Intuitive feelings, gut punches, shit like that. Really? He tells me to go look at a person. He tells me to go talk to a person. He tells me to check my email. He tells me to wash my laundry. He tells me that it's time to wax my fucking eyebrows. He reminds me of such things. It is the spirit inside of me. It's not my mind going, don't forget this and don't forget that and do this and do that and do this and do that. No, it's quiet. Dead. Nothing. Until somebody says something and then it's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You know how the mind works? Well, I got some mind issues over here. Don't play mind games with a bitch. But really, no, it's just quiet. And that's how I can access all things. It's all squeaky quiet. I don't think about shit. And if a thought comes in there, I work through that thought and then it's quiet. Really? Nope. Don't have a thought of my own. Never have. Well, I mean, before when it turns on, like I said, like say for example, Bobby reaches out. My mind's gonna go a mile a minute with all kinds of what the fuck and this and that and blah 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 blah, and I'm just gonna sit there and listen to it go off for a minute. Some of it might come out of my mouth, some of it not. It's gonna be filled with all kinds of thoughts. That's what I mean. People make you think. Things make you think. I don't deal with people and things too often, so I don't really think about shit. I don't sit here thinking about people. Out of sight is out of mind, bro. Dude, this guy asked me for a cigarette. It took me fucking 45 minutes or longer to realize he sat there. I was sitting there on my little stoop. I don't know why I haven't been out there. Oh, because it was cold. I was sitting out there and he's like, he looks at me and he's like, do you remember me? I said, no, but I have a memory problem. I said, all right. And I sat there and I tranced out and I did all kinds of shit and I fucked off and did all kinds of shit. He was there the whole fucking time. And then I went to get up and I had my headphones off and he said my name. He said, Lisa, can I buy a cigarette from you? And I remembered right then who the fuck he was. Who was he? He is the handicapped dude in the fucking wheelchair that rolled up on me that morning and asked me for a cigarette. And I lit his ass up. That dude. And I was like, oh, I remember you. You're the one that asked me for a cigarette and I lit your ass up. He's like, can I buy a cigarette? I was like, here. Really? Yes. What the fuck was he doing? I don't know. But that's what I mean. I won't even know who the fuck you are. You could sit right in front of my face, say my name, and I won't even remember you are. do some shit that I remember. Now I remember real quick who the fuck you are. I'm serious. I didn't know who he was. Really? No idea, bro. No fucking clue. Did he look familiar? A little. But I didn't care. I'm not going to work on it. I'm not going to try to dig a memory. My brain will either tell me who you are or fuck you. Seriously? Yeah. What is he doing here? Is the question. That's the real question. Didn't they fucking take your pedophile family and move them to Texas? Why the fuck are you on my block again? That's what I should have asked, but I don't ask questions. I'm just like, la la la. I'm moving on. Really? I don't know what he was doing out there. I have no idea. And that's what I mean. I don't know you, bro. No, you know me. I don't know you. Until my spirit tells me who the fuck you are, I don't know shit about you, and you need to get up out of my space right now, bro. You should have seen the look on my ex-husband's face when I told him I had amnesia and didn't remember shit about him. I looked him dead in his face and told him, you didn't really get that. I told Bobby a million times. I tell motherfuckers, they just don't fucking seem to get it. I'm the one with brain damage, but yet you can't get this. Really? I mean, seriously, I don't know you, bro. I don't know shit about you. And let's hope I never remember. If I forgot you, then for good reasons, I'm sure. Really? I don't remember nobody. I don't even want you. So again, I don't be thinking about nobody. Who the fuck am I thinking about? Nobody. If you're not thinking about nobody or nothing, the Holy Spirit can fill your brain with all kinds of things. But again, I don't have my own imagination where I'm like, not really. I can come up with creative ideas, but I know they're given to me. Seriously? Nah, it's pretty dead space in there. I'm telling you. Moving on. With free will, your destiny can be expressed varies enormously. You could choose how committed you are to discover and fulfill your dreams. The extent of your commitment depends on how much energy and effort you will put into what matters to you, how much you make it a priority in your life, and how many risks you are willing to take, and how surrendered you are willing to be to spirit to come into fruition. Okay, that was a mouthful, but that's what I mean. Is like, first off, I blame the spirit guides, if you will. What drugged me through it to begin with? Them. I couldn't even look back if I wanted to, and I can't go back and I can't stop. It's an all forward situation. Really? The extent of your commitment determines how much energy and effort you will put on what matters to you. Okay? So when you're doing it for things above yourself, you put all of everything in for it. Like if you're, I don't know, I guess someone people pleasing like Russ can understand a concept like this is you'll go out of your way for others. So the self-sacrificing, the service to what you're doing means more than, you put more into your work than you do into yourself. How much you make it a priority in your life and how many risks you are willing to take and how surrendered you are willing to be to spirit to come into fruition. All of these choices create fuel for the sacred fire of your purpose. Your destiny can happen more vibrantly, more swiftly, more creatively, more widely if you fuel the sacred fire with choices you make. And that's where God is always trying to feed you opportunities through your imagination. He's trying to give you ideas of new ways of life. He's trying to, fuel you. It's all great ideas and it makes you feel good, just the idea of it. But imagine if you put it on. This would make me feel good to actually do this. They're trying to put great ideas in there so that you could put, great things into your life. It's not supposed to end in your head. Not everything's supposed to die in your head. And that's what that is taking some of these things and bringing them down. Really? Example, I was messing around last season and I said, you know what would be a great job for me? Is to be one of those fucking bell ringers for Christmas. I'll be out there, bing a bing a bing, bing a bing a bing. I was messing around, right? I was like, that'd be fucking cool. Just imagine me out there, ding a ding a ding. And I saw it and I was like, this would be so fucking fun. I'll be the fucking coolest bitch out there, right? I just saw it as something imaginary. Be like, put my dumbass out there, ding a ding a ding, right? And then the opportunity came. And I was like, I'm going to do this, dude. I saw this as being a fun experience. And when I got out there, I made it fun. What did I do? I only did it like a couple days, but I made it. I told myself what my job was to do was to smile, to make everyone smile, to make eye contact and say hi to everyone. So I was the first person in the beginning of the season, which literally they're not supposed to start until Thanksgiving, but they have a couple of contracts at random stores where they can start the week before. And because I'm so manifesto, I went for that. And so I was one of the first people that was out there telling people Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, ding a ling a ling. And I was having fun with it. Was it more about the pay? No, it was that I had an idea and I went with that idea, and that idea was actually prosperous. It was those couple of days of working that paid for my daughter's birthday, to be perfectly honest. And it was just a funny idea. Really? Yeah. I'm seeing my aunt on my dad's side. She lived in Homestead, which is in Florida, and they were coming in and they were buying all that agriculture, and they wanted to put up, big communities, and they wanted to develop the land. And she was one of the people that held out for the longest. And then finally she cashed out on it, and she took her money and she moved to fucking Hawaii. And I heard she became a face painter at children's parties. That's what she did with her money. She worked real hard. She went to college. She did all that stuff. And then she went out there and she learned how to do face painting. And that's what she did in Hawaii, which I guess if there's lots of families coming down, and I mean, if you're good at it, there's money to be made. You don't have to have a degree in nothing to do something fun. And she, that's what she did. Again, it's really funny because I'm seeing the McClures, my children's grandfather, and their family. They used to have these big cookouts, and they turned that into a family business where now they do all these, they cook all this food, and you can order, get it catered online. They used to stay at home and host these big ass cookouts, and now they sell food online. That's what I mean about becoming self reliant, self independent, and using the skills that were given to you, passed down by your ancestors. You know what I mean? And that's especially going back to people with agriculture that know how to handle the land. Mr. Plum taught me so much because he lived on a farm and he worked that farm his whole life. At 70 years old, he can tell me everything because that was everything. He could tell me everything about it. And for someone like me, that's very useful. If I ever get a piece of land, which I plan to, I needed that kind of information. And that's what it is. It's like, the shit you have is gold, bro. Yeah. I just want to point that out. It's like, what you're willing to put into what makes you happy, not what will make you money. And that goes back to the painting. I knew I was already starting to get intrigued by watching artwork. And then I saw this vision of, a setup in my bedroom. I don't see where that goes, and that costs money and time and dedication, but I'm intrigued to see what the Holy Spirit's trying to show me. It's going to cost time and dedication and energy and materials and stuff like that on my part, but it's an investment into a calling that God is giving me. Really? That's what that means, dude, is following these callings. I don't have a choice. I guess I could say no. And that goes back to when are they timed? Remember, I had been called 2 weeks ago to go to the witchcraft store and to go to Hobby Lobby. I still haven't done that. I do them both on the same day. I thought I would do it that week. And that's where it is. The seed comes, the idea comes, but the willpower and the tools don't come till later. I didn't know what I was going to the witchcraft store for, but I knew there was a Hobby Lobby right there, and I was going to do both of these the same day. Now, as we're getting closer to the full moon or the blood moon and me moving into my house, it makes more sense. And that's where it is. It's like you don't jump on every idea. That goes back to these Metatron cards. I got those. I had the impulse to ask if they had Metatron cards when I first started working with them, but I wasn't guided to get them until after I understood what I was working with. And now each card I can break down simplistically to you. Really? Yeah. And that goes back to other ones. I get the idea, and that's even my job working from home. That was planted at the end of last summer. The idea is still blooming inside of me. And that's where it is you have to feed these seeds given to you by God, visions. They're not yours. You know they're not yours. You never thought about it, but you can see yourself doing it, and therefore you must do it. Because if you see yourself, that means you already have done it. You can't see something that's never been done before. Really? It's hard for you. So that's what I want you to understand. And that goes back to me. I can't see my bedroom. That means I'm not the one that gets the bedroom. That's how manifestations work. You can force a fart in your mind. You can force to have some control. But if you don't see yourself in it, you're not part of it. You're trying to shove yourself into something that you're not part of. But when you get a vision and you see yourself there, then that's where you're supposed to go with that. Nobody knows where it leads. We only get a piece of the future. We see ourselves somewhere and we take the trip to that somewhere. Immediately? No, when the spirit guides you. You'll learn. Timing is weird in the spirit realm. Sometimes they're immediate. Sometimes it's, you're like, damn, I thought about this like last year. I said Wolfman, when he showed up, that was the scariest thing. That was the scariest thing. Really? I had been taught, and that's what I said, dude, I had been manifesting a dude just like you. Like, what the fuck? Really? I put my intentions into the universe, and then out of nowhere, here comes this dude. What the fuck is this? That's what I was like, I can do this again. I've seen this work before. It worked wonders. Look at Wonder Boy over there. Wonder why I call you. Just kidding. Moving on. Spirit knows what you're capable of in this lifetime, and it wants to help you in very particular way to overcome doubt and hesitation. It wants you to be bold and give yourself permission to stand so completely in your truth that even the ground underneath you seems to shake. Your inner strength and belief will not waver. You must understand, when I walk up to people and tell them, and I say that in my video, I'm standing in my fucking truth. I'm not a fucking crazy person claiming to be a dark goddess. I'm not an illusionary fucking sideshow. I am so standing in the truth of what God is and what he made me that it makes people tremble if they even considered the true thought of what I say. I don't give a shit if your little mind can't believe this, mindless. I told you who I am. I have said it for so long. I don't need to prove it. The proof is in the actual works of what I do all damn day. There's no show. God is the show. He's showing you that he's real, I'm real, the universe is real, and you are so unreal right now. Take a bow. Really? Moving on. To help you attain this level of belief, you are being given a blessing of absolute divine decree. Ooh, we're getting the third decree, more like the fifth, right? Consider it's a big thumbs up or a high five from, that's what I said to Pac. High five, long distance. Celebrating greatness. Anyways, it's a blessing, high five from the hand of the creator. It is a big yes. Now get on with it. From the universe, the oracle brings you to the ultimate divine stamp of approval, a sacred endorsement that shall translate into your divine fulfillment. Actually, that comes with my apartment. Really? Well, I didn't know what was happening. She told me like a long time ago. It was like, I thought I saw her like on a Thursday and I signed some papers and she's like, I need this one paper. And I was like, cool. And I said I'd get it to her on Monday. And then it took until the following Friday to get it to her. And I thought that was holding up, you know what I mean? That was going to hold up everything. Maybe it would get sent to compliance and then it would come back and we'd have to go through some shit. So I called Ella today to tell Ella, hey, I didn't hear back from her, but I sent her that form and I'm a little worried because it had been like a week's delay. She's like, I didn't either. I spoke with her on Friday, but we still had a presumable, she said, I still have it on the calendar that we were going to do an inspection on Thursday. I was like, really? Well, I hadn't talked to her since the week before. And she's like, yeah, they were just waiting on the maintenance men to give us the opening to walk in. So everything was moving without me. I just didn't know. I thought they were waiting on that paper for some reason to close the deal. And apparently not. It just kept moving on. And so much that she told me the moving date was going to be pushed another day, further in. Which again is a yes, you can go on with it. And that's what I was waiting for, because everybody's waiting for me to come up. Ella says, well, did you put together your shopping list? I was like, no. And then so she sends me an email to, she's like, well, this is your budget from us, and this is your budget from your shelter. And that's the same thing. They're like, are you ready? I'm like, I'm just kind of, nope. I tried again. Really? I'm going to move on to a TV and maybe a couch. I don't know. How can you order couches? That just doesn't sound right. At a certain point of the spiritual path, a soul reaches a level of evolution where it becomes capable of loving and trusting the divine to such an extent that it will not turn away from anything that life asks of it. And that's that unconditional trust that I told you. Whatever you say, God. I don't even question it. It sounds stupid to begin with. Everything does. I used to question, I mean, I do. Why? And then I'm like, whatever. And why ask why? Really? The whole point of the why will be revealed. He knows you want to know why. He knows you have questions. He's going to reveal the answers. Really? Yeah, whatever. If we didn't have questions, we'd never talk to him. Really? Seriously. He makes us dependent. We are his dependents. He's fucking jealous. He's possessive. He's controlling. He's so many things. Really? What is God in your life? I'm not talking about Jesus. Jesus is none of that. There is a difference, That's why there's the ascending brothers, the brothers of the light, right? And then I got my dark brothers that are super fun. And then there's God who rules over all of us. Sometimes I feel like Pop gets in good with God. He can get away with a lot with God. Really? How come you're so close with the big guy? Really? Seriously, though. It serves unconditionally. It will, the will within such a soul has become a diamond will, developed through the initiation and struggle. Do you know what makes a diamond? Fire. It takes lifetimes upon lifetimes, like the slow, steady pressure that creates a natural diamond, for the impact of the world and the test of spiritual initiation to create undeniable strength in the soul. That spiritual toughness prevents the soul from yielding to fear or doubt, and instead allows it to trust unconditionally in the workings of the divine. And that's it. My mind doubts things sometimes. It gets weary. Not right this moment. I'm on a fast, but typically, really, it starts to worry about things, and that's probably why God did all this right now, so that I could be strong in in my spirit, not weak in my mind. But when it gets there, I told you I have to keep it strong, even though it's afraid and it's making my body act up. I still have to push it through. You guys do that every day with your shitty jobs. You must try to do that, fighting your fears. It's a lot worse. Really? Yeah, my mind's like, well, I don't know how this is going to work. And what about this? And what about that? And that's where I'm like, it'll be okay. God's got a plan. We can't really see it. That's where the nurturing comes, and the mind's soothed by it, because first off, long periods of time of it seeing God work. It just needs a reminder often that God's at work and we don't have to do all the work. Otherwise, it will take control and try to, work up a storm. Really? Too much. You'll learn. The spiritual toughness prevents the soul from yielding to fear, doubt, and instead allows the trust unconditionally in the workings of the divine, even if those workings are not understood. And that's it. I have to tell my mind, I know I don't know. I know we don't know. Just give it time. Just calm down, relax. He'll show us. He'll come. He's not abandoning us. He'll show us what to do. Just give it, calm down. Really? My mind goes into a frenzy. It's this child that freaks out when things happen. Really? Most often you can see it is when it comes to like my wallet, my phone, or my purse. I'll panic all of a sudden. You can see it jump. Oh my God, where's my wallet? It's always there. But my mind, that panic, it's in there. It's the mind. It goes panic, goes into panic mode. And you have to calm it. You have to soothe it. There's a lot you don't know. It always wants to know, and you have to teach it not to know. Don't feed it answers all the time. Teach it not to know. It needs to understand that it doesn't have all, you don't have all the answers. Really? You have to. Otherwise, it'll terrorize you when you don't have the answers. If there are things asked of the soul that are difficult or challenging, it will turn away from the unwavering trust and devotion to the divine. At this stage, the operation of free will has merged with divine will. The state of trust and surrender, all right, have fun, will within the soul to the workings of the divine is so complete that there is only one will. That's what I said before I started this. I don't have a choice. I do whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever God wills me to do. And in essence, He just doesn't give me the willpower to do anything else. I might be filled with energy, but nowhere to place it. Like earlier, I'm filled with all kinds of energy, but I don't know where to do what to do with it. Or, even under Neptune, I'm filled with all kinds of great ideas, but I'm not going after any of them. You know what I mean? That's just kind of it. He'll take away your willpower. It's His willpower. If you think about what willpower is and it's fire, it's not something we own. Our thoughts are ours. Our feelings are ours. The willpower, and the earth, it's not our earth. Our thoughts are ours, but only so much. They're put together. You know what I mean? We can own that belief for whatever, and our feelings. Okay, don't forget nothing. But realistically, yeah, God who gives me strength. Where do you think your strength comes from? You think it comes from your muscle? You tell your muscle what to do. You tell your muscles, you know what I mean? And you have to train your muscles. It's all through your mind. But even then, you could be full of, you know what I mean? You could be full of muscle and still not have the willpower to get out of fucking bed. Unconditional love, that is, at play. The choice the soul makes are the choices the divine makes. There is no separation. This is how it becomes possible to know that the truths and the desires of your heart are actually in alignment with your highest destiny. What speaks through your heart is the divine. This oracle asks you to act on the truth of your heart with total assurance. It is the urging of the universe you feel within your sacred heart. There shall be divine intervention, protection, assistance, and if need be, miracles that move heaven and earth so that the divine urging shall come into life in this world. If you thought that perhaps that your last lifetime on earth, that this is your last lifetime on earth, it motherfucking is. Can I get an amen? Hey guys, I know you guys love this place, but I've been here since the beginning of its creation and I am so out of here. God created a new planet for me and I'm so leaving this bitch. Who's coming with me? Seriously? Well, you have to ascend. Otherwise, you're going to have emotional, mental, physical attractions to this. You can't leave here. You can't leave. You have karmas. You have ties to this bitch and the people of this bitch. Really? Yep. What do you think brought me back? Anyways, if you have thought perhaps this is your last lifetime on earth or the ending of a chapter in your life, this oracle brings confirmation. Continue to surrender wholeheartedly into the experience of your life. Embrace all that is, holding nothing back. But this is not a time. I wonder, I shared that earlier about the two witnesses and how after our death, we're resurrected and then we ascend. I said that I saw that I went into my astral and then I went into my into my angelical. And that's how they saw them ascend, was in the angelical form. I wonder. Well, at least I'm on my way to my first death. We'll worry about the second one after the first one, right? All right. Just that. It's like this is confirmation. It's almost, you know what I mean? I came here to do great things and it's going to be done. I already see how it ends. That's how I can take myself to the ending. Really? There's a lot of shit that fills in the middle. I don't know what years or when it comes, but I can see the middle, pieces of the middle. Continue to surrender wholeheartedly into the experience of your life. Embrace all that is, holding nothing back. This is not a time to keep things in reserve. If you're going to honor this lifetime or this chapter as an ending of spiritual cycle, do not let it end with even one note of your soul sung or your soul's song unsung within. Share your light. Live your truth without needing permission or acknowledgement from any others. Be true to yourself. Don't play small. Surrender into love and work hard. Love yourself and let the universe love you and help you in all ways. There's nothing too difficult or big for the universe to resolve if you ask for help and then allow it to happen. If you've been asking the question of the universe, this oracle is a yes. It is an encouragement, a green light, a go for it. Ask for signs you can follow and take steps and you to take with clear intention and an open heart. Well, for those of you that are asking God for confirmation, he said yes. And now he said, ask him, the next thing is, he's already told you yes. So then you ask him to guide you. If he hasn't told you what to do with it, or maybe he does and you're like, oh, I can't do that, you're not following it. Your mind is going to argue and you have to go through that, but you've already got your guidance. God is telling you what to do. It could be pick up a phone, it could be go to this place, something simplistic that your mind is terrified of doing because it doesn't know the outcome. Really? So that's the confirmation for a yes. Now, if he's not showing you what the first move is, he's teaching you patience. You can't give up on your prayers, bro. It's annoying that you do such with God. You ask him for something and he says yes, and then you don't wait for him to deliver. Patience. He wants you to be still, but be ready. Really? You don't want to be caught off guard. Really? Simplistic things like that. I was thinking to myself, God would never let you catch me without makeup. He would protect me from that. Something so simplistic. He's not gonna let me out here fucking slipping. Really? Yeah. Not that it's a big deal, but I'm just saying something like that is like, he'll tell you when the time is right. He'll tell you when to move. He'll tell you when it's time to move. And it may be, that, and that's what it is. There's a bunch of time of nothing and then it blows. Did you know I've almost been here a full year? Seriously? March 3rd, 13th is what's on my check-in date. Seriously? Swear. 313 is when I checked in here. I got that when I got one of these forms I needed today. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So then there was a bunch of time of nothing. Nothing happened. Nothing for a long period of time. And then all of a sudden, time picked up and everything kept happening. And then there's periods of nothing. And then there's these huge periods of activity. You have to go with the ebb and flow. You know what I mean? You're on a sailboat. And when the wind blows, you know what I mean, you get into position and you catch the wave. But when there's no wind and there's no waves, then you have to chill. And you don't start panicking and start using all of your strength to row yourself to nowhere. You know that the air will pick up another day, and today is a day to reflect. People are always trying to get to where they're going, but they don't understand that there's, times that you need to just not go. It's not a green light. On this one, it says it is. Really? Yeah. I'm not going to do the rest of this. No? Mm-mm. I'm not invocating another master. No? Thank you for the divine blessing of so shall it be. I choose, yeah, I don't want to do it. Really? I just don't want to dig in because I really have to. This is at your crown chakra. I'm going to show you these cards. Again, I'm probably one of the only ones that ever got these. Really? They were marked down. I think I got them for like super cheap because nobody knew how to use them. I'm also probably the only person that has the Kabbalah cards. I'm the only person that understands how to use the Egyptian cards and probably all the rest. They pull these cards, you'll see them, but they don't take the time to understand them. They take them at face value, just like everything else in life. They're like, oh, this is what this means. No, there's more layers to that if you got deeper, but you don't want to. You're just surface cruncher motherfuckers. Really? Well, obviously, if we had a diamond, this was, a diamond is a girl's best friend. That sounds great. Is how to access this particular ascending master, but what he's giving is confirmation. Why would God tell you no? Are you asking for something that's going to hurt someone else or something that's going to hurt you? It's the only time he tells you no. That yes is usually a wait, though, guys. It's usually a wait. You're not high priority. And that's not that you're not a priority and somebody else is a huge priority. It's that this thing doesn't always have to be right now. But when right now comes, it's right now. Something I've learned about God is you have to be on your toes. You think that, you know what I mean? it feels calm all of a sudden. It always feels calm until it picks up, and then it's like, whoa, it's time to go. Really? And that's just kind of it. I'm going through some calm moments, but then all of a sudden I have a couple days, and after Thursday it's going to get real. Talk about a real Friday. Really? If everything's in play and everything goes well, yeah. I should be moving in next what? Moon Day? Is that the days? Probably. I haven't looked at the calendar. I don't even know what days. Today's Moon Day. A week from today. That's what I got. Really, where will we be? Where will you be in a week from today? Will you still be doing the same thing as today? That's not a good thing. That's the definition of insanity, unless you're happy doing the same thing as you did today, doing it again for every Monday for the rest of your life. Really? Okay, so let's get back to this free will. The day that you break out of there was always destined. And when you break out of whatever you're in, you'll know it was destined because all the other doors are open right after. It's like it was waiting for you to walk through this. The doors were always open. There's this Rumi card that talks about it. How you stand in front of a locked door, but the door itself is not even there. You're looking for a key, but the door itself isn't there. And that's the barrier. It's all in your mind. Really? I mean, foundationally, you want to go through it. I mean, seriously, you could put your spirit through. If we really wanted to break that down, we could definitely, as we're going to teach the ascension. I mean, obviously, it's the disintegration of the 3D material, the 3D matter. Really? Yeah, we'll figure that somehow. Talk to science about it. Somehow I'll make my hand disappear and go into walls. That would be real creepy. As long as I can get it out, right? As long as you can get it up. That's what I heard. Really? Yeah, these are the Ascending Masters. Go ahead and find some teachings on them. I do have the Order of the Melchizedek. Metatron, I only found those cards. Nobody's really worked with Metatron. I mean, he's got all kinds of teachings. They know about the cube, but again, that's science. Bill Nye, the science guy. Really? Yeah, told you. I'm going to have to go talk to the science people when it comes to this guy. Really? Well, it's not as bad as Nipsey telling me to go talk to his dead wife. When they're called into service. We were talking about the egotistical people that want to be part of spirituality. I've prepared my viewings for this years ago. I told them they would come out of nowhere. Why? Because it's a movement and they want to be part of the movement. So they want to learn the lingo. My spirit's telling me to check this something. Hold on a second. They want to be part of it. So they're going to pretend not even just to be part of it, but they want to be leaders and founders and blah, blah, blah. What's today's date, people? February fucking 20th, 19th. So on March 1st, we have a new, that's what they're trying to tell me. We have a new 10-day energy. What happens? Ew. Melancholy or sadness? Not for me. I'm not going to be in sadness. Really? I mean, maybe somebody's sad about something. What would make you sad? I don't know. I think about that. Would I be sad if someone died? I know that not to be the end of someone. What would make me sad? People have tried. I think about Russ when I said that. Russ used to try to get under my skin and try to hurt me all the time with his words and actions. I don't know. I saw that that's coming in the 10-day energy is melancholy and sadness. That could just be that fucking, what we pulled, that fucking Six of Cups energy. That's the Mercury retrograde. That's what that is. Really? Yeah, that's just some, oh, they don't love me no more and things were better than it was. And yeah, that's what that is. Okay. I saw that card and I'm like, what? They're like, on the 1st, we're going to be sad about some shit. No, I'm not. I ain't sad about no shit. I'm going to be happy about my new shit. I'm going to survive. We're surviving this Mercury retrograde, don't you think? All preparations for so. Let's see what's in the comments and let you guys go. Something divine. You're from India. That's awesome. Do you know who Kalima is? Because that's who I am from India. Really? I had many lives. Like, oh my God, that's scary. Yeah, it's kind of scary. What did we talk about? Don't know. See what I mean? It comes in and it goes out. Full of energy. I guess we're going back to it's a yes. It's a yes. That's all I'm going to put on this. It's a yes from the universe. It's a yes. I'll catch up with you guys later with some more shit. I know we were toying with witchcraft and stuff. I could teach you some witchcraft, but realistically, it doesn't even matter. Again, these stupid. We're talking about spiritual leaders and fucking egotistical leaders. It's like that's what it is. I have over 200 videos. If you guys go into my playlist, you can see all these private playlists with hundreds of videos where I taught witchcraft, and I had to take it back because people are idiots. That's what I told fucking Wolfman last night. It's like he wouldn't know how to do a spell if you hit him in the head with a spell book. Realistically, no, spell this. Oh gosh. Really? Yeah. They're all out there, dude. Fucking everybody's gonna pretend like they're spiritually fucking enlightened. And the whole, everybody from India knows that's bullshit. Look at these stupid Americans. They swear like they have any kind of fucking light inside of them. I feel you. I'm stuck here with all the darkness, dude. Come help a bitch out. My favorite story is, and that's what it is. They've been trying to take these teachings to Western civilization ever since their ancestors ran over here. Really? You abandon your teachings, your gods, and all of that and became fucking cowboys in the fucking Wild Wild West. Really? Well, you think about it. We were completely denied, the ability. And many of them sailed the seas to come bring it to the ignorant fucking British that sailed away and didn't want to follow rules. You do realize that, right? That America is made of rejects, people that left their own country and cultures that wanted to not follow rules. They wanted freedom. They wanted to, you know what I mean? This is like the home of Lilith, really, the rebellion itself, the land of the free and the home of the brave. People abandoned their lifestyles, their cultures, their family, their commitments, dude, some of them signed over their actual fucking citizenship to be part of our country. Really? Yeah, it's kind of funny if you think about it. It's like fucking Azkaban. Fucking seriously? It's a great country if we just leave this. You know what? Fuck this. Fuck Turkey. I'm going to America. You know what they have in America? Boobs and cheeseburgers and pizza.
And poverty.
And they don't, that's not what they see they don't know what we're doing over here.
Yeah, they do.
They don't know how maybe. Do you guys have some good reporters that really get down on the ground and show you how fucked up America is? I could be that reporter for you. Really? I don't think your government would let it air, though. Why? Because they have a treaty with our government to make it look better than it is. Really? No, I walked you for like an hour before that. You're fucking with me. The dog's fucking with me. All right. Well, I don't know. I'll catch up with you guys later. What was the thing again? So shall it be. That's what it was. So shall it be. Laters, haters.